Everyone mentioned today is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and everything I discuss here is theory until proven fact, even if it is.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean, and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took a red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey guys, how you going? How are we all this morning? We had out to lunch at number 1. Deb, Menacing Muskrat, Kai, Shannon, John Paul. How you going, guys? Alex, how you going? Who else have we got in here? Have I missed anyone? Okay, where am I? Geez, it's already jumping around. Okay, and Sherry, Dealey, Lanazi, Ruff. Is there anyone else in there that I missed? I think I got everyone. Let me know if I didn't. Rails, how you going? Paul, how you going? Okay, let's get into it. We're going to go over some Rothschilds stuff today. Yeah, because they were mentioned over 11,000 times in the Epstein files. So, and I've got a lot of pictures on my computer that I'm going to show you today too. It has to do with the Rothschilds. How you going, Shane? Good to see you. Okay. Cameron was responding to Jake Shields, who said, I thought the Rothschild conspiracy was fake, but seeing that Epstein worked for them and they would kill Wexner made me realise I was wrong. Now I need to understand exactly how their banking cartel works. Well, someone thought they'd chime in. Cameron here. And he's right. He said the Rothschilds created the national banks that print all our fiat currencies, funded both sides of the world wars, founded Israel. They supposedly founded the Illuminati and took over Freemasonry. They are supposedly the ones chemtrailing us. Now we see the child sacrifice, adrenochrome, Baal or Moloch worship. But luckily, these billionaires and princes are not gangsters. They are folding and the house will fall. No one wants to live under child-torturing tyrants. Now, I've also got some Q posts that have a lot to do with the Rothschilds. So we'll go over that in a minute. But let's continue. They are one of the plus, you know, one of them. Okay? So we've got that one. Oh, that was that one. Oh. Get it right, Hev. Come on. Okay. Jesse Matthews said, I perceived it as two types. A, conflate Jews and the Rothschilds because they're programmed to call it a conspiracy theory. B, conflate Jews and the Rothschilds because they're covering for the Rothschilds. And the Rothschilds, I believe personally, are those who say they are Jews but are not. I'm accused of being both anti-Semitic and covering for Jews by naming the Rothschilds. Marta said, I ran into this earlier today with someone else and one of your posts must be striking a nerve. It's a worn-out accusation. In response to, can anyone explain why it's anti-Semitic to point out Lauder's role in Epstein files or Lynn Rothschild on the board of Lauder while on record introducing Epstein to Dershowitz and Mandelson and bringing Epstein into the White House? Lauder wants anti-Semitism speech laws, and this is why I don't agree with anti-Semitism speech laws, because they're going to protect the worst of the worst. Okay? We can go on about Israel, right? And they're not their government, their agencies, they're just as corrupt as our government and our agencies. Israel last, and that's what this says, and for a reason. Not in the Rothschild search, but I can show you that as well. Israel's last for a reason. Sassafras 84 said that's my biggest fear. Who was Epstein's handler? Jenna Jemison said the reason why Hollywood has been so incredibly silent on child sex trafficking is not only do they partake, they are covering for the big league hitters, the ones that hide in the shadows under the cover of a crown. If you think Epstein is somehow unique, you're sadly mistaken. There are many Epsteins that make him look like an amateur. Child hunting games, sacrifice, torture of children as young as 2, the elite. Yeah, wait till the Podesta files come out. Yes, the Rothschilds and the Federal Reserve. We're also going to go over Germany and why there are two sides to the Nazi thing, that we know of as our history that we're being taught, okay? And it may not be right, okay? So I'm going to show you another side. CS said the Rothschild and the Federal Reserve. Let's have a look. This is actually a video. I'm going to let the whole thing play. Okay, it's by Wake You Up, marching to Zion.com. Okay, well, just keep that in mind while we're watching this. But
just how rich and powerful is Lord Evelyn Rothschild? Historically, the Rothschild family wealth was hidden in underground vaults. The Rothschilds' secret financial records were never audited and never accounted for. Their family-commissioned biographies give the illusion that their family fortune has dwindled, but researchers estimate their wealth at close to $500 trillion, more than half the wealth of the entire world. Besides their many castles, palace mansions, wineries, racehorses, and exotic resorts, the Rothschilds bought Reuters in the 1800s. Reuters then bought the Associated Press, which selects and delivers the same news stories to the entire world, day after day. They have controlling interest in 3 major television networks and easily avoid media attention since they own it. Until recently, they owned and operated England's Royal Mint and continue to be the gold agent for the Bank of England, which they also direct. They control the LBMA, London Bullion Market Association, where 30 to 42 million ounces of gold worth over $11 billion are traded daily. The Rothschilds earn millions weekly just on transaction fees alone. They also fix the world price of gold on a daily basis and profit from its ups and downs. Over the centuries, the Rothschilds have amassed trillions of dollars worth of gold bullion in their subterranean vaults and have cornered the world's gold supply. They own controlling interest in the world's largest oil company, Royal Dutch Shell. They operate phony charities and offshore banking services where the wealth of the black nobility and the Vatican is hidden in secret accounts at Rothschild Swiss banks, trusts, and holding companies. Although Evelyn Rothschild looks like a harmless gray-haired old man, make no mistake about it, Rothschild and his ancestors have handpicked presidents, crashed stock markets, bankrupted nations, orchestrated wars, and sponsored the mass murder and impoverishment of millions. The wealth hoarded by this one family alone could feed, clothe, and shelter every human being on Earth.
The Rothschilds is the head of the snake. Within the city of London, there is a 1-mile square that is referred to as the City. This is the headquarters of the Jewish family Rothschild's banking dynasty that owns the money supply through the central banks of almost every nation on Earth. In November 1910, 7 of the world's richest Jewish men held a secret meeting on Jekyll Island just off the coast of Georgia to establish a central bank, which they called the Federal Reserve Bank. These men were Nelson Aldrich and Frank Vanderlip, both representing the Rockefeller financial empire, Henry Davison, Charles Norton, and Benjamin Strong, representing J.P. Morgan, and Paul Warburg, representing the Rothschild banking dynasty of Europe. There were some powerful men who made it abundantly clear that they were not in favor of the Federal Reserve System. Their total wealth today would be worth nearly $11 billion. These were Benjamin Guggenheim, Isidor Straus, and Jacob Astor. Unfortunately, all of them were on board Titanic when it sank to the depths of the sea. All 3 died that night. By April 1912, all opposition to the Federal Reserve had been eliminated. On December 23, 1913, after many senators and congressmen had left town for Christmas, the President Wilson signed a bill, and the privately owned Federal Reserve System came into being in the United States. After Woodrow Wilson had signed the Federal Reserve Act, which gave private interests control over economic power in 1913, he said, "I am a most unhappy man. I've unwittingly ruined my country. A great industrial nation is now controlled by its system of credit. Our system of credit is concentrated. The growth of the nation, therefore, and all our activities are in the hands of a few men. We have come to be one of the worst ruled, one of the most completely controlled and dominated governments in the civilized world. No longer a government by free opinion, no longer a government by conviction and the vote of the majority, but a government by the opinion and duress of a small group of dominant men." Jewish bankers and their rabbis actually celebrated the passage of the Federal Reserve Act in 1913. After the Federal Reserve was up and running, Charles August Lindbergh added, "The financial system has been turned over to the Federal Reserve Board. The system is private, conducted for the sole purpose of obtaining the greatest possible profits for the use of other people's money." The Federal Reserve System was neither federal, nor does it contain reserves, and nor is it a part of a decentralized system. The adoption of the debt-based financial system preached by Marx in the Communist Manifesto had been accomplished. The current banking system, fractional reserve banking, enables privately owned banks to create money out of thin air. Money today is simply numbers in a computer system, with only about 3% existing as physical currency. Through its control and monopoly of our money, the elite that own the Federal Reserve now have total control over other banks, corporations, money, and politicians. The Fed system is designed to enslave us to never-ending debt and to fool us to believe that our money has any real value, when it is in fact worthless, created out of thin air, based on debt, and backed by nothing. It must enslave humanity to protect its monopoly over credit. Its money-creating tricks enabled Big Brother government to borrow endless money from the Fed. The Fed were now controlled by the Jews Rothschild, Warburg, and Schiff. Every Federal Reserve chairman since 1980 has been Jewish: Burns, Volcker, Greenspan, Bernanke, and Yellen. The House of Rothschild owns 57% of the stock of the privately held Federal Reserve Bank.
What is the proper relationship, what should be the proper relationship between a chairman of the Fed and a president of the United States?
Well, first of all, the Federal Reserve is an independent agency, and that means basically that there is no other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take.
The Jew Harold Wallace Rosenthal explained, "Our power has been created through the manipulation of the national monetary system. The Federal Reserve System fitted our plan nicely since it is owned by us, but the name implies that it's a government institution. From the very outset, our purpose was to confiscate all the gold and silver, replacing them with worthless, non-redeemable paper notes. We, Jews, have put issue upon issue to the American people. Then we promote both sides of the issue as confusion reigns. With their eyes fixed on the issue, they fail to see who is behind every scene. We Jews glory in the fact that the stupid Goy have never realized that we are the parasites, consuming an increasing portion of production, while the producers are continually receiving less and less."
Okay, so there's that one. Just so you know, some history on the Rothschilds. I still think they are people who call themselves Jews, but who are not, and that is actually in the Bible. Dr. Russell McGregor said, example, Rothschilds. John Birch Society said Robert Welch warned that the many true architects behind communism, the insiders, often stayed outside the Communist Party itself. He wrote that the party served collateral, theoretical and propaganda purposes, while more powerful figures worked behind the scenes. Their goal was to use communist political and military power as the framework through which to establish its worldwide rule. And example, the Rothschilds. Just give me 1 sec. My granddaughter opened the door. I've got to close it again. Hang on a sec. Yes, I was in here busy waving away my granddaughter while I was talking before, so if I did sound a bit funny, that's probably why. MatrixBot said Dame Hannah Rothschild brags about her family's historical power and influence over both governments and monarchs. By 1789, no government or king would consider going to war without the Rothschilds supporting them, because that was how incredibly influential and powerful they had become. Okay, let's have a look at this one.
So this is an extraordinary story. So he was born in a place called the Judengasse, which was a Jewish ghetto, basically. And it was the house that he lived in when he eventually had 13 children was only 14 feet wide. And he lived there with his very, very overpowering and dominant and an incredibly brilliant wife who was called Guttel. He was determined to get out of this ghetto. At night time, the ghetto was closed. You weren't allowed to leave. The street was so narrow that no sunlight could penetrate. There was no plumbing. There was no sewage. There was nothing. So everything you can imagine happened in this street. And unsurprisingly, he wanted to get out of there. And he started a small coin business, and that did reasonably well. But actually, and this is where it ties into legacy, his great strength was to send his 5 sons to the capitals of Europe at that time. And what they did is they set up, in effect, the first international banking system. So whereas everyone used to be in separate different countries or separate cities until then, these 5 boys communicated with each other, sometimes by pigeon, and they wrote to each other in Judendeutsche, which was a kind of Yiddish German vernacular. And that is why they were so successful. And this absolute belief in togetherness, you've got to stand together, you've got to work together, you've got to work across borders, you've got to work with rules. And by 1789, when the last one went, to 1815, so a very, very short period of time, it was said that no government or king would consider going to war without the Rothschilds supporting them, because that was how incredibly influential and powerful they had become.
Because they used to fund both sides of every war. Yeah. Illuminati bot said the Rothschilds are in the Epstein files over 11,000 times. Epstein, I represent the Rothschilds. So if you look up Rothschild, you'll find 11,829 results where they're mentioned. Let's not forget. Conspiracy bot said, it's just art, guys. Don't be weird. It's definitely not some weird satanic ritual. It's just a costume party. The Rothschilds are just very into art for some reason. Remember this? Yeah, I've got more of this, which we'll have a look at in a minute. Okay, I want to read this. Illuminati bots said Hitler arrested the Rothschilds in Germany in 1933, Austria in 1938, and France in 1940 and seized their assets. By taking Germany out of the Rothschild-owned banking system, he transformed Germany into a superpower. The Rothschild family had attempted to infiltrate America through its banking system from the day America was formed. They were blocked by President Andrew Jackson, but ultimately were able to gain control through the passing of the Federal Reserve Act in 1913. So, interesting. Hitler arrested the Rothschilds in Germany, and then they all turned against them. Nazis free Rothschilds seize his bank. Nazi seizure ends Austrian bank power. Hitler seizure ends Austrian banking power. Hitler arrested Baron Louis de Rothschild. Interesting. When you start looking at, different, not just what we were told to believe, when you start looking at different opinions, you just get a bigger view of things. Luke Radowski said Epstein was the Rothschild agent since the 1980s. Holy F. Les Wexner says Jeffrey Epstein claimed he was the financial advisor to Elie de Rothschild and the Rothschild family in France. And this is where he got told to shut up. But let's have a listen to what he said, because I only got a small part of it yesterday.
I think it was his experience at an industrial level, like working for a big company like Bear Stearns, and then he had done personal work for the Rothschild family in France.
Personal wealth management, essentially?
I don't know.
Okay. We've seen some reports that he would present himself as a bounty hunter, that he would find people's missing money. Do you recall him saying anything like that?
No. Well, specifically, I talked to Elie de Rothschild, and so I mentioned that earlier. So he represented their whole family, so there had been a whole bunch of people. Most of them I never would have met, but I knew Elie. I never met people, but there were people that called me that either insinuated or said they knew Jeffrey through a financial relationship. And so, I mean, they could have been actors, but in the time, a guy calls me up. I'll give you an example. It's just no, because I want you to understand this, because it's so confusing to me. He would say, like, I'm providing financial advice to the founders of Google. I'm providing financial advice to Jeff Bezos. I'm providing financial advice for the chief technologist at Google. And wow, I'm in good company, because these are really smart guys with a lot of money. And you have to put yourself in the mindset of if my attorney said, he was qualified to argue in front of the Supreme Court, I'd believe him. I didn't say to call the Supreme Court and say, tell me, is he really an attorney, or did he do this?
There you go. Yeah, I think I know it's frustrating to listen to them, but I think it helps people to understand exactly who these people are. How you going, Kevin? I think I seen J1 in there, and did I see Flyby Stew in there? Yeah, Flyby Stew. How you going, guys? Okay, and Kai. Mario Norfolk said Comer says the committee is moving past Wexner because DOJ already investigated him. They want the names nobody has questioned yet. That's where the real answers are hiding. Who do you think that would be? The Rothschilds? Comer claims Trump's completely clean on Epstein. The real bad actors are the ones who kept hanging out with Epstein and Maxwell even after his conviction. These people have a lot of explaining to do, as we know. Okay, Dr. Russ McGregor said, as you can see, it's all leading back to the Rothschilds. Les Wexner's lawyer doesn't seem too pleased with the direction of Les's testimony. Obviously, we saw that yesterday. Okay, just let me show you this. The Rothschilds on here. Post number 133 said, hard to swallow, important to progress. Who are the puppet masters? House of Sword, 6 plus, $4 trillion plus. The Rothschilds, 6 plus, so they're the plus, 2 trillion plus. Soros, 6 plus. So here's the one. So there's 1 plus, 2 pluses, and 3 pluses as to who is at the top. The House of Sword was at the top. I believe they've been taken out. The Rothschilds were next in line. It said, focus on the above 3. Public wealth disclosures are false. Many governments of the world feed the eye, which is this thing. Think slush funds, feeder. Think war, feeder. Think environmental pacts, feeder. Triangle has 3 sides. Eye of Providence. Follow the bloodlines. What is the keystone? Does Satan exist? Does the thought of Satan exist? Who worships Satan? What is a cult? Epstein Island. What is a temple? What occurs in a temple? Worship? Why is the temple on top of the mountain? How many levels might exist below? What is the significance of the colours, design and symbol above the dome? Why is this relevant? Who are the puppet masters? Have the puppet masters travelled to this island? When? How often? Why? Vladimir Putin quoted saying the New World Order worships Satan. Okay. Was I down the bottom there? There you go. The top one is 3417. It's got a Twitter. Okay. I wonder if this actually goes anywhere. Twitter removed them way before Elon bought out Twitter. How long does LDR Rothschild, Linda Rothschild, connected to the Brothmans? Find the bridge. Think company. How is Bronfman connected to Nexium? Go backwards. Nexium, who pleaded guilty? Alison Mack. And then it's got a New York Times article from 2019, is it? Okay. Oh, great. No, you have to have a subscription. Okay. To continue, please confirm that you are human. Okay, hang on. Slide right. No, I'm not logging in. Come on, man. Claire Brofman pleads guilty in Nexium sex cult case, leaving leader to stand trial alone. Okay, so Bronfman has pleaded guilty. It says Alison Mack, when does a bird sing? When they're caged. Watch New York City. News unlocks. 5 by 5. What's the question? Q. Okay, you got Hilton. Who did Nikki Hilton, sister of Paris, marry? James Rothschild? Wow. Okay, that was post 3159. This one was 1021. List the estimated wealth of religious organisations. Billions. Vatican Bank, $229 billion. Board of Superintendents. Supervisory Commission of Cardinals. Clown Connection. Clown in America, CIA. 1832 Rothschild loan to the Holy See. So the Rothschilds own the Vatican. Okay. We don't say his name, John McCain. Returning to prime time. Wonder if his so-called illness condition will flare up. Ooh. Interesting prediction. He's not a war hero. He's a mega millionaire. M Institute. McCain Institute donors, Rothschilds, Clintons, Saudi Arabia, etc. Not complete. The Washington Post news fact checker John McCain claims he has nothing to do with the McCain Institute. Zero Hedge, McCain Institute's failure use donations anti-trafficking purposes raise questions. Says define money laundering. Define the word traitor. A world without this man is a world better off. Then he died. Why did the memo drop on Friday before the SB? Did this seem strange to you? Watch the news. Rothschild estate sale, Black Forest. Stock market dive, 666 coincidence? Soros transfer of wealth? Dopey freed, marriage for power, not love, Hilton Rothschild, Soros Clinton, etc. News unlocks map, think mirror. Which team? They don't know. Apache? These people are evil. Still don't believe you are sheep to them? 2020 vision coming. Public is vital. Release of info, vital. Outrage, justice. Can we simply arrest the opposition without first exposing the truth? Follow the light. Q. And this one is Donald Trump saying little Adam Schiff, who was also mentioned as one of the families, the Schiff family, who is along with the Rothschilds, who is desperate to run for higher office as one of the biggest liars and leakers in Washington, right up there with Comey. James Comey, Warner, Brennan and Clapper. Adam leaves closed committees hearings to illegally leak confidential information must be stopped. Adam Schiff said, Mr. President, I see you've had a busy morning of executive time instead of tweeting false smears. The American people would appreciate it if you turned off the TV and helped solve the funding crisis, protected dreamers or really anything else. And Q said, would POTUS make a serious accusation if the truth wasn't about to come to light? Black Forest, Austria, Rothschild, fire sale days after post. What went on there? Dopey, you have more than you know. Q. Then the next one was Barack Hussein Obama, HRC and many more must be terrified. Ahmadinejad talking. Where did all that money go? How many planes? Where did the planes land? Why were clowns private contractors escorting? So CIA was escorting as well as private contractors. Why cash? Why offshore cash? Why wasn't Congress notified for approval? Where did the bank wires originate from? Coincidence, all donations to the Clinton Foundation terminated post-defeat. What did Australia and the UK obtain in exchange for all that money that they paid the Clinton Foundation? I know Australia gave them quite a lot of money. Where do majority of Rothschilds reside? Why is Hussein travelling the globe and visiting major financial institutions? $115 million? Who are the Muslim Brotherhood? Who is Awan? Who is Humour? Who is VJ, Valerie Jarrett? Who created ISIS? Who controlled ISIS? What was the purpose of ISIS? Who is MS-13? Why were known MS-13 members released after capture? Who controls MS-13? Who funds MS-13? Hard to swallow. Watch the news. Comes in stages. Q. They said stages, but that's what it means. Rothschild's cult leaders, church and Pope, I believe. Banks, financial institutions, worldwide government control. Government controls the people. Saudi Arabia, oil, tech, sex, children. Saudi Arabia controls assigned US, UK politicians, tech companies, primary, Soros. Controls organisations of people, create division and brainwash, plus management, operator of slush funds. Personal net worth, never reduces, think DOJ settlements. Consumer Iran Enviro Pacts, etc., etc. And it's got some little lines here. And rock past, auth over followers, present, future. Order is critical. Strings to cut US, UK. Expand your thinking. Swamp drain. Number 1, sexual harassment exit plus future. R, in brackets, no, bomb away. Q. Okay. Don't know if that was Russia. I don't know what the R stands for. I can say that. Okay, the same thing that I read first. Okay, that's what's in Q about the Rothschilds. There's plenty about Epstein too. Okay, and Wokeness said Obama's ape meme is a hoax. Trump posted a long election fraud clip at the end and it auto-scrolled to a different video for a second. Let's have a look.
The counts of votes. A Telit 4G wireless chip manufactured in Taiwan was discovered embedded into the motherboard. The voting machine tapes clearly indicate modem engagement and transmission of election data. Some of the anomalies that we noticed in the 2020 general elections, that 5 key states all stopped counting at a certain time in these key battleground states. These were all where the software, Dominion machines, ES&S machines were used, the Smartmatic, the GEMS software. So when the vote stopped counting, and this has been noted in other countries as well, President Trump was significantly ahead. When reporting and counting resumed, there was a massive spike occurred that favored Joe Biden.
Yeah, we watched it live. Oh.
Machine that counts the votes.
Did you see that little screwdriver at the end for playing with that machine? Interesting, isn't it? Hey, George, how you going? Craig Kelly Foundation for Economic. Oh, no, I was going to show you, actually, before I do any news, I was going to show you some of this Rothschild stuff. Okay, can I just flip? I've got to bring that down here. Okay. Let's have a look. This is one of the Rothschilds' surrealist balls. Oh, close that. Where they dress up with, I don't know, heads and heads. Yeah, this is they're very weird, these people. How do I go forward here? Hello, anyone? Oh, I just made it bigger. There you go. There is that one. This is some of their art, by the way. Can I zoom? Yep. Okay, a shoe with flowers in it, along with, why does it look like cabbages or lettuce? I don't know. Okay. These people are weird. These are the Rothschilds, mind you, and they're surrealist balls, okay? Surrealist balls, that sounds funny. Okay. Anyway, why is he painted like clouds? I really want to know. I really want to know what all this means. Why? Why would you do this? What, you weirdos? I have done videos before of these people. Why the horns? Okay. Oh, this is, what's the name? Someone tell me a name in the comments. Is it Joan or Elizabeth? Hang on, I can't remember who's who. In the zoo. She's in a bird cage anyway. She's got a bird cage over her head. More Rothschilds. Do they think it looks good? I don't know, like seriously. Why are you wearing your that looks like an actual animal's head. And this guy's got, I don't even know what he's got on his head. Okay, and this is their dinners with broken baby doll parts all over the table. And a black thing. Looks like a voodoo doll or something. Why have you got one of those on your head? See, they're all really weird. What is it with these people? And this, that was a mannequin, obviously. I don't know, someone's improved on that these days, though. They actually used heads in tables for the, what was it? It was a ball where all the stars went to, like William Farrell and Gwen Stefani and Lady Gaga and lots of people. I don't know what makes them think this looks good. It must mean something because it sure doesn't look good. Okay, the guy with how many faces has he got on his head? I think he's got 2 around this side. And then that one. And this weird woman again. Okay. Seriously? Would you wear this to a party? Yeah, would you? I mean, I find even masquerade balls weird. Okay? Like, look at this. Now we know where those furries came from. Yeah, these people, this is a pig head in the middle. It looks like it, pig face. You wonder where half of these trends come from? Yeah, that does look like a pig's snout there. That is their mansion. Lit up in red. How many more photos have I got of these people? A lot. Yeah, that's not weird at all. Looks like a bull. Is she getting ready to stab her sons or... and that's another Rothschild. Yes, the one with the apple. Is it supposed to represent Eve and the apple? I don't know. More from that one where she's wearing, looks like a bull's head. See, this is why I don't like these masquerade balls. Like I don't know, I've always found them weird. People wearing masks. Am I just going around in circles now, or I have shown that one before? Haven't I? Oh yeah, this lady's got faces all over hers. That must be the end, okay, of that one. Then if I go up, what else is in the Rothschild? Oh, skipped it. Hang on, let me search again. Is it going to let me? Without typing, no. Oh. Just have to punch in Roths. And it comes up. I don't know if this one will it? Looks like we don't support this format. Oh. No, okay. Something's happened to some of my files. Unless I got to open them with some other, I don't know. Oh, what's this one? Hello there, my name's Jacob Rothschild. My family's worth dollars. A lot of dollars. $500 trillion, could be upwards of that now. We own nearly every central bank in the world. We finance both sides of every war since Napoleon. We own your news, the media, your oil and your government. You've probably never heard of us. Or him. Yeah, it's funny how he looks like, what's his name? From The Simpsons. Rothschild, rated R. Upon birth requires accompanied submission and compliance. Extreme violence, occult rituals, sacrifice, cannibalism, graphic rape and torture. World domination is their ultimate goal. Would you like to be ruled by these people? Or do you like being ruled by these people? On behalf of the people, I did not accept that the Rothschild family owned America or her people. I was assassinated and every president after me has been illegitimate. Agents of House of Rothschild. Who is 17? Interesting. Who is 17? If you ever, Linda Rothschild said, if you ever forget what a disgrace now sits in the White House, remember these moments from the good men who preceded him. Oh, dear God, Bill Clinton, Obama, Bush. Because now they did not like... See, vote blue in 2018, resist Donald Trump. Who are the Rothschilds? Do some research, expand your thinking. Bill Clinton, Rothschild puppet, helped Rothschild's deep state puppet regime North Korea develop nuclear power programs, sold them nuclear secrets. George Bush, Rothschild puppet, helped Rothschild's deep state by fabricating evidence to start Iraq war, enacting Patriot Act and restricting human rights in US to help facilitate the takeover of the US by Rothschild globalists in the UN. Barack Hussein Obama, Rothschild puppet, promised to end the wars and close Gitmo, instead helped Rothschild deep state to further Middle East wars, almost achieving their takeover of Syria. Helped Rothschild control axis of evil puppet states, Iran and North Korea, with huge cash. Why do you think they're fighting Iran at the moment? Technology and uranium-1 nuclear mats. End war, not a Rothschild puppet, which is Trump. Ended war in Syria, cut off Rothschild's support for Iran, chaos. About to do the same to North Korea, cleaning out Rothschild traders and minions from government, 7th floor State Department, gone. Finding new and exciting uses for Gitmo. Ignore mainstream media, stay tuned to Patriot Independent Media for more. Okay, what else have we got in here? Rothschilds are known for saying Donald Trump is threatening to destroy the New World Order. Okay? And if he does, it'll destroy globalism forever. Is that the same one? Yep. Do tell. What's this one? Okay. Nathaniel Rothschild, from that's Jacob Rothschild, Tony Hayward, Granite Development Corporation, Oleg Deripaska, Stephen A. Schwartzman, Valaris PLC, Bullington Club, Peter Mandelson, Barrick Gold Corporation, Atticus Capital, LP, Peter Monk, Tamara Melian. Okay, and from there, it just keeps going out. From Atticus Capital, you've got Holland and Hart, John L. Thornton, and M. Brian Mulroney. From Barrick Gold Corporation, you have Jack E. Thompson, Marshall A. Cohen, Newt Gingrich, Aaron W. Regent, Donald J. Carley? Oh, no, that's from, Barrick Gold Corporation, sorry. Capital Tax Partners, LLP, William S. Cohen. I can't read that one. My cat's right in the way. Commune, Madigan Temple. I can't read that at all. Shouldn't put it in dark blue. Hillary Clinton and Chelsea Clinton Foundation. Randall Oliphant. Okay, and David Harrison Gilmore, which is also part of that, but also part of Horsham Corporation. You've also got Seven Director, Aiken, Gump, Strauss, Hauer, and Field. I can't read that. Feld, LLP. Charles D. Powell, Vernon E. Jordan. Okay, and there's just connections all over the place here. From Oleg Deripaska, you have Alston and Bird, Norrisk Nickel, World Economic Forum, Paul J. Manafort Jr., Augusta Management, Rusal, Vladimir Putin, Endeavour Group. I don't know if Vladimir Putin's part of it, but hey. Mark E. Kazowitz, Basic Element. From Rusal, you've got Matthias Waring, Leonard Blavenik, Mascom Goldman, Philip Lader, Ivan Glasenberg. Oh, my goodness. Okay. That's a bit of a mess. Anyway, that's what I've got. Okay. Now we can go into some other news, like from Australia here, Craig Kelly, cash for access. Sounds like pay to play, doesn't it? You know, Hillary Clinton and the Clintons and pretty much all of them, really. $2,500 for dinner with Albanese, and Labor are rorting taxpayers by scheduling a cabinet meeting hours before in the same city so they can bill taxpayers for their airfares and accommodation to get there. Even though the ministers get a free meal at the Labor fundraiser, they still pocket a taxpayer-funded travelling allowance, which meant to cover meals. Never had a worse government. Albanese and his grubby ministry just got caught again, schmoozing corporate fat cats and $110,000 lobbyist donors at the Flash Ritz-Carlton in Melbourne on Thursday, straight after a taxpayer-funded ministry meeting that conveniently covered their luxury flights, hotels and perks. And I'm pretty sure this is the go all over the world with all of our governments. This wasn't governance, it was Labor's sleazy pay-for-access circus in full swing. The Federal Labor Business Forum's annual elite dinner, bankrolled by Connexus Financial, where big business buys FaceTime with the rule makers who decide their fate. Albo's cynical trick: schedule the full ministry powwow hours earlier so every minister can slap their posh travel on the public purse. Then pivot straight to the cash grab. No shame, no apology. This is the third time in 6 months he's pulled this blatant, wrought, fake official business as cover for a high-roller fundraiser. It's not leadership, it's taxpayer subsidisation auction of influence. Australians are sick of being fleeced so Labor can feast with the elite. Yeah, and they're laughing at us. Oh, by the way, do I have some more Rothschilds up here? I have the Surrealist. Oh, what happened to them? Where did they go? How come that's happened to my... Okay, let's go with Lady Gaga and Marina Abramovic. My cat is just right in the way there. Lady Gaga with Marina Abramovic backstage at Roseland Ballroom. Oh, here we go. Lady Gaga with Marina Abramovic still backstage. Yeah, you both look like men, mate. The High Priestess of Evil, Marina Abramovic. The globalist elites, leaders of government, Hollywood A-list actors and music industry influencers attend her workshops on how to summon demons, demon possession to receive fame, power and wealth. Sell your soul with her help. Lionel said, memory lane, kids, who is this and what is her significance in the scheme of things? Marina Abramovic, High Priestess, like he just said. My name was Banjo, said Marina Abramovic. Approved means I object, no damn way. Rosie Panic and Supremacy said, if you're on the same side as this woman, you're on the wrong side. The amazing artist philanthropist Marina Abramovic urges humanity to collectively defend Ukraine and take a stand against Russia's Christian fundamentalism-fueled aggression. Yeah, she's a demon. Of course she's going to be against Christian fundamentalism. Okay. I just went through and tried to find as many pictures of Marina as I could, obviously, because this folder is Marina Abramovic. Marta said, we never had a choice. Gaga promotes Biden, yet is a known Satanist, schooled by Marina Abramovic. Smacked my head. Yes, and this is a person in here. And they're eating from... You know, that looks like blood that they're soaking in. It's supposed to be art. Okay. And they're like, there's a few stars there. Okay. Close up of what they're actually doing. Spirit cooking. Clinton campaign chairman practices bizarre occult ritual. Menstrual blood, semen and breast milk. Most bizarre WikiLeaks revelation yet. With a sharp knife, cut deeply into the middle finger of your left hand. Eat the pain. And then she proceeds to tell you to use breast milk, semen. This is her art. Does this look like art to you? Does this look like art to anyone other than these weirdos? And then there's a post from a suspended account, which is unfortunate. Green Lives Matter said Alex Soros has joined forces with Huma Aberdeen. This is a partnership from hell. In 2013, Soros attended a spirit cooking event where they pretended to eat human flesh. The Assange WikiLeaks emails show that John Podesta was attending spirit cooking events with Marina Abramovic in private meetings. If you haven't realised it by now, these people are sick. There you go. Alex Soros, Devil's Heaven. Tonight we dine in hell. There you go. Say no more. Clandestine said he knew that Bill and Podestas were pedos. He knew the Clintons were engaged in literal Satanism via Marina Abramovic. He knew they were intentionally destroying America from within. He knew he was up against legitimate evil. He always knew. Here, look at him looking at Hillary. And, okay. So the Dems think J.D. Vance is weird. They didn't think the Clintons and Podestas were weird for having spirit cooking dinners with the infamous satanic witch Marina Abramovic. This is who the Democrat elite hang out with, the lady who smears blood, feces, semen and breast milk all over the walls in creepy messages and pours blood all over child effigies, and they call it art. This woman was also just hired by Zelensky as an ambassador to Ukraine to help build schools in Ukraine. Dems, you don't get to call anyone weird. You people are psychotic. Let's have a look. Ooh. Can you imagine the smell coming off that? Holy cow. Oh, geez, that must be hard to do that art. Oh, it'll make me sick. And there's a child effigy in the corner. Supposed to represent a child. Seriously, can you imagine the smell? Fresh morning urine sprinkle over nightmare dreams. What? You weirdos. So spin around till you lose consciousness. Try to eat all the questions of the day. Can I turn the volume down a bit? Okay. Oh, like yuck. I'm really trying not to throw up right now. What do you think that means, pouring blood all over that little effigy of a child? Spirit cooking. See, that's exactly what it is. And she's had her hands all over the shit. Oh. It's one demented woman, mate.
I disturb you like this? You know.
Fresh morning, urine, sprinkle over nightmare, dreams. I already read that one. You got to realise when it's sperm, breast milk, and blood, and menstrual blood. I don't know if it is or not, but Jesus, when you realise that and you look at it dripping down the wall, ooh, like seriously, ooh, how? Ugh. And that's art? Like what? Art is producing something pleasing to look at. That's not pleasing to look at all, and it wouldn't be very pleasing to smell. Hey, Missy, how you going? Oh, serious. I think it's the clotting that's getting to me. Okay, there's something seriously wrong with these people. I'm telling you now. Marina Abramovic, who was this to? Tony Podesta, okay. Are you in New York City Thursday, July 9th? Marina wants you to come to dinner, Mary. Dear Tony, I'm looking forward to the spirit cooking dinner at my house. Do you think you'll be able to let me know if your brother is joining? Which is John Podesta. And, yeah, all my love, Marina. Ooh. Ooh, the smell alone. Oh. I don't know what's wrong with these people, seriously. Classy redneck lady said Marina Abramovic, working for the US and Ukraine, connect the dots. A pioneer and key figure in performance art, Marina Abramovic uses her own body as subject-object medium, exploring the physical and mental limits of her being. Abramovic's profile career spans over 4 decades of interventions and sound pieces, video works, installation, photography, solo performances and collaborative performances. Characterised by endurance and pain and by repetitive behaviour, actions of long duration and intense public interactions and energy dialogues, and I can't read the rest. Her work has engaged, fascinated and sometimes, disgusted people? Okay, anyway, let's have a listen to this.
Her last name uses her own body, does she, as subject, object, and medium, exploring the physical and mental limits of her being. Her profile, prolific career spans over 4 decades of interventions and sound pieces. Interventions? Video works, installations, photography, solo performances, and collaborative performances. Did you know that the U.S. Department of State had her on their website? And now she's going to be an ambassador in Ukraine for education. Make it make sense. Okay? And I think this being is in her 70s. I mean, I could be wrong, but...
Yeah, she is.
It's all kinds of sus. Let's read this a few words of this bottom paragraph. They really stood out to me. Characterized by endurance and pain, and by repetitive behavior, actions of long duration and intense public interactions and energy dialogues. Her work has engaged, fascinated, and sometimes blah, blah, blah. What does that go back to? Endurance, pain, and repetitive behavior.
Okay, Ultra.
Ultra. Programming, endurance, pain, and repetitive behavior. What are they causing in children with this? Trauma, bonding, and mind control. And she works for the U.S. government. Let's connect some dots, people.
Okay, so there was that one. That was in 2023. Okay, B11 a king kind of thing or Bella kind of thing. I don't know. Jay-Z is allegedly rumoured to be connected to Diddy's trafficking ring as 50 Cent is calling him out on social media, which we know. Notice the way spirit cooker Marina Abramovic, Ukraine ambassador for children, looks at him during their art ritual together. Okay, watch this one over here, this side. Let's turn the music down because I'll get copyright. I'll probably get it anyway, but look. Look at the intenseness on their face and in his eyes. He's right into it. This is art? Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? I don't see this as art at all. I don't think... I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's artistic about walking around in circles looking into someone's eyes. But anyway, hey. Lion of Judah said President Zelensky asked the Queen of Demonic Art and Satanist spirit cooker Marina Abramovic to be the ambassador of Ukraine. Yeah, I had to read that twice as well. What's this one over here? You guys want to look at?
This video was created in 1997 and is titled Spirit Cooking. What makes this even more strange is when you see this. Here she describes herself as a witch. And if you don't believe that, then take a look at this video she made with Lady Gaga. So let's put this all together. She does rituals that she describes as spirit cooking. She calls herself a witch. And she's doing what seems to be another ritual with Lady Gaga, where she even gets her to strip naked in the middle of the woods. I mean, something strange is definitely going on here.
More MK Ultra? Is this another video? Oh, hang on. Let's turn down the music and see what's going on here. Just pictures of her and Jay-Z. Her. Again. You just have to look at their art and you know them. You know what they stand for. Get those children away from that lady. Yeah, do what thou wilt should be the whole of the law. Alistair Crowley. Hang on, let me read some of these. Jay-Z said, Jesus can't save you. Life starts when the church ends. Do what thou wilt is to bid stars to shine, vines to bear grapes, water to seek its level. Man is only being in nature that has striven to set himself at odds with himself. Alistair Crowley. There's the triangles. Get weird. These people are so twisted. Yep, that's who they worshipped, Baphomet. Okay. And, okay, Jake Shields said, here is Jacob Rothschild with known Satanist Marina Abramovic. The painting they are posing in front of is Satan summoning his legions. Jacob Rothschild is widely accepted as the man who created Israel. Does it make sense now? Yep, they're all in it. And Green Lives Matter. Lady Gaga wants everyone to make the moral choice and vote for Joe Biden. What she won't tell you is the satanic rituals she performs openly in front of everyone. Have you actually seen her spiritual exercises she practiced with Marina Abramovic? Watch this video and tell me you aren't disturbed down to the core. These people are wolves in sheep's clothing and they aren't even hiding it. Why is it that all the pedo sympathisers, spirit-cooking, ritualistic pedo-wood celebrities are all in support of Biden? You wonder why?
And to all the women and all the men with daughters and sisters and mothers, everybody, no
Vote
matter
Trump.
how you
Vote Trump.
identify, now is your chance to vote against Donald Trump, a man who believes his fame gives him the right to grab one of your daughters or sisters or mothers or wives by any part of their bodies.
By the way, when he said grab him by the pee, Trump, he was talking about groupies who throw themselves at you and would let you grab them by the pee, okay?
We need you. We need your family. We need your friends. We need your heart. Vote like your life depends on it, or vote like your children's lives depend on it. Because they do. Right now is time for action.
Oh shit.
It's time to muster all of our energy, every ounce of us, every ounce of hope, and optimism, and enthusiasm, every ounce of fear and frustration and discouragement. Now is the time to show up and vote like this country depends on it, because it does.
No. You only want people to vote for Biden. She only wanted people to vote for Biden because she wanted to keep that gravy train rolling. Okay, so that is it for today. I thought we could go over and watch an episode or two of the young ones after this, because I think now I need some comedy after this. Shannon said, Rothschilds are the pinder for the reptiles. Menacing Muskrat said, Jacob Rothschild has weird-shaped head, fallen angels. Well, I'd believe that before. I believe, yeah, them being reptilians, which could be true even if they are fallen angels, but hey, I believe they're fallen angels before anything else. Deb said, bottom of the ocean was the other banker. Alex said, too bad, I hope you're well, Paul. Alex said, probably dropped on it a few times, menacing. Deb said, best setup ever, all normal for these evil. Yeah. Menacing said, Jekyll Island, an ancient Canaanite altar, hence the dollar snake on a pole. Shannon said, Queen Elizabeth. Flyby said that Jacob be sat with Queen in their bunkers having a cheeky one. Bloody Marys, lol. Deb said Sacrifice Island, just Jekyll Island. Paul said, I recently moved to the country, heaven, I love it. Oh, there you go. Kai said, Queen's essence lost to the void before continuous transferred. Before her soul was transferred, you think? D. Lee said, congratulations, Paul. Shannon said, beast with $1 billion backs in money. Alex said, oh, how lovely. Nice to be in the fresh air, Paul. Kai said she gets to reincarnate to unknown person and be reset. Shannon said it came from Jekyll Island. Yeah. Okay. Kai said, congratulations, Paul. Where did that go? I recently moved from the country. I despise it. To each their own. Lanazi, wow. Ruff said Westpac Bank are the filthiest organisation in Australia. They helped my account being hacked, then extorted me $2,500. Westpac, you are C-nuts. Yep. Flyby Stew said, oh, fuck this, I'm off. Oh, no, Flyby. Flyby said, how long we got to listen to these scumbags? I know, I know. It's frustrating, but, we've got to wait for the rest of the people to catch up now. I think it's about to happen because I think most people are awake now. Kai said, too much longer. Deb said, owner of the island. J1 said, coincidentally, we're about to have another financial revolution. Blockchain. Menacing said, posted a Substack. 8 bizarre performances by Marina Abramovic that will leave you open-mouthed. There you go. Shanna said, ANZ won't let you withdraw more than $3,000 without telling them why and what it's for. Just say gender reassignment. And I've given them 2 days' notice if it's more. And you've got to give them 2 days' notice if it's more. Alex said, I know how excruciatingly frustrating it seems seeing them get away with things for so long, hopefully not for much longer. Deb said, too many Jews groups is how they've been hiding. J1 said, Shannon, get a cold crypto wallet, become your own bank, F the banks. Deb said, I can hear what was said. Not quite. Shannon said, all good until an EMP, then you're sunk and you can't eat a USB stick. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that though. Yep, I do, Shannon. Kevin O'Connor said, everyone who is watching this have been extorted by these cretins for their whole lives. I agree, Kevin. Kai said, any social hard line is a way to hide things behind questions that just can't be asked without backlash for even asking. Shannon said, my lawyer just threatened me, and that's 5 words. Menacing said, Satan's time is short, a little season, and his season is nearly up. Alex said, hey, Kevin, only if you are not objective about it and get yourself emotionally involved. Shannon said, Les Wexner was on the plane but never took his clothes off. He had the warmest ankles on the whole flight. And Menacing Muskrats put the QAnon.pub in there. Shannon said, get behind me, Satan. Yeah, it's not today, Satan. Not today. Menacing Muskrat, yes, Alison Mack sang like a bird. She did. And it's got to be released yet. People still, we've seen a little bit of it, but the rest of it's going to come out too. Deb said, come on, man. J1 said, Shannon, EMP hits, just grab a handful of precious metals. Shannon said, when does a bird sing? Yep. Menacing said, Bronfman connected to Trudeau and Carney. There you go. Kai said, I bet they all sing a concert trying to save their necks. Well, yeah, Q did say that they would all start throwing each other. They're going to turn on each other, all of them, and start spilling the beans, trying to save themselves. They already gave them. Q already publicly, because the Deep State were also watching this website, right? And they publicly called them out and said, turn now, before it's too late. So in other words, turn and tell us what you know before it's too late. Deb said, watch Commoner Andrew's face. Deb said, it's a big, big, big club and we ain't in it. And aren't we glad we're not in that bloody club? I am very glad I am not in that club. Menacing Muskrat said, we have a choir singing now, Kai. Shannon said, it's all good if it's in your hand. You can't eat it that either. And how far away is the whole shop? We have to barter goods and serve it. Yeah, you'd have to barter. If everything went down, unless you had cash and whatever's left on the shelves, if they haven't been stolen or cleaned out, then my cat won't let me do anything here. J1, everything is digital already. Blockchain is the next step and it's now being implemented fast. Yep. Hey, Donald, how you going? Yeah, Menacing, pencil neck, shifty chef. Kai said McConnell downed the voter ID somehow. Muskrat said Obama dressed in his blue Baphomet outfit. Yeah, is it silver or blue? Or blue and silver? I don't know. How you going, George? Okay. Menacing Muskrat said all elections were fraudulent. It was global. I agree. I absolutely agree with that. J1 said, got Georgia on my mind. George said, I don't know, Jay, not been keeping up with the news lately. Alex said, yes, selected and not elected, menacing. J1 said, George, just look out your window, mate. Kai said, everything's fixed, even sports. Shannon said, saving a swim in the rain, listening. To have only one thing could make it better. What's that? Lanazi said, creepy stuff. Geez, yeah, I know. It is, isn't it? George said, all I know is Andrew was arrested. Flyby said, Hev, they're all on LSD. Well, they'd have to be tripping off their dials. They'd have to be tripping off their dials to think that that's art. I don't know. Alex said, I think Salvador Dali created the art for the Rothschild party. It's Audrey Hepburn. Look, I had it completely wrong, didn't I? Shannon said Elizabeth Taylor. I think it was Audrey Hepburn. I think Alex is right there. Yeah, they had all the stars as well. They have them caged. They know what they're doing. Kai said, yep, he's standing on yesterday's baby batter in a cement shower. Dealey said, yeah, that was the Dali in one picture. Dealey said, laying on a bed of roses. Yep. Janelle said, ooh. Flyby said, you're on about Abramovic now, the witch of them all. Yep. Well, I need to show people, especially people who are still starting to wake up, who these people are. I won't stop until everyone knows. Lenazi said, lol. George said, how are you, Alex, and your cats? Oh, yeah, how's your cat going? Shannon said, it's disclosing what they do. The first party's fake, and they do it for real at the after party below. Alex said, I think I would turn straight back around and back out the door if I turned up to a party like that. Yeah, well, even with those little eye masks on, I don't think that's, I don't know, something's... It throws out a warning signal in my gut. Shannon said, to avoid karma coming back at them because they told you what they're going to do and at the fake party and you didn't say no, don't do that. Silence is consent in their twisted minds. Yes, it is. Yeah, Kai said, coffee run, be right back. Delia said, I'm so glad I've never been invited to a masquerade party. Yes. Alex said, it's been a tough week, Bo, passed on Monday. Oh, God love him. Oh, Alex, my heart goes out to you. Virginia, how you going? Good evening, everyone. Ruff said, people eat apples today, yet as far as I know, God still hasn't given us permission. Janelle said, oh, Alex, I'm sorry to hear. R.I.P., Bo. Yeah. Yeah, everyone's saying, oh, it's sad. Deb said the mask is for setting people. Alex said, does he look like... He does look like Mr. Burns. That's it, Mr. Burns from Simpsons. Okay, where are we? George said, I wish these evil people would not use the name George. I know. Shannon said, by the way, that pink sauce she was spooning onto that woman's shaped cake in the bath was adrenochrome. Yep. Yeah, don't worry. Look, George, yeah, your name, I know. I hate being associated with people I don't like by my name, and it's like, oh, do I have to have the same name as that? Why did they have to have that name? Donald said, I'm back. I was working on boat trial. I'm missing out. Oh, nice. J1 said, save Israel till last Balfour Declaration, all assets seized. Yes. Deb said, Andrew can sweat again. Yeah, Prince Andrew. I don't sweat. Yeah, bullshit, mate. Kai said, I'm heating fried chicken and missing out. Kai said, it's not even good. Peg's Place, how you going? So many involved wonder if they'll be jailed. It'll eventually come round. George said, I have to cut back on fried food. My cholesterol's a bit high. Alex said, these MPs are brazen, robbing everyone blind. Alex said, their whole house of cards is going to come tumbling down and I can't wait. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I can't wait either, Alex. They all belong in prison, said George. Alex said, I thought that was Marilyn Manson with Gaga in the first picture. Yeah, Marilyn Manson's a weirdo too. Deb said, all men. Dealey said, didn't Maxwell have a brother, Marina? I don't know. Deb said, it's not art, it's sick. Yes, exactly. George said, Maxwell does have a brother, Dealey. Ruff said, Albo's an idiot grub, but the two worst prime ministers were Harold Holt and dirty little Johnny Howard. Shannon said, that pick Gaga spooning on pink, a.k.a. adrenochrome. J1 said, Alex, so did I. Maybe they're related. Marina's no artist. Definitely not. Definitely not, George. Kai said paint, enema, and a hard push is art if that's art. Yeah. Shannon said some say Zelensky is a Soros illegitimate child. Doesn't surprise me. Alex said probably both dark, disturbing weirdos. Deb said now we can say bullshit. It's sick perverts pushing on us. Their sickness is art. Alex said could be. They look similar, Shannon. Deb said I love how they're crying baby because of being caught. Shannon said they do it through the media as well. Doesn't Nickelodeon animate cartoons? George said I could do better art blindfolded. Yeah, me too. Fauci and brother Teresa, mother and son, said J1. Alex said, doesn't Podesta have that gouge in his head from his spirit cooking? I don't know. Paul said the Queen had semen to carry her to the funeral. Laughed my ass off. Deb said it's calling an evil. Alex said sick bastards. Shannon said then you have Obama and Podesta with pics doing what she's writing on the wall. Deb said Paul. Ruff said painting with children's blood. Yeah, that's what but it makes me feel sick. I mean, just looking at it and knowing what it is, right? How the smell would get to you. Surely. Unless you plug your nose with something. I don't know. Maybe they've sniffed so much stuff that they can't smell it anymore. I don't know. Ooh. Not to mention just using it in the first place, okay? Just yuck. Alex said, and she's wondering now why people are going after her. Deb said she's forking Denise at now. What? George said nasty. Paul said it's that time of the month. Dealey said blood baptism. Alex said if this is what they are doing on camera, I dread to think what they're doing behind closed doors. Exactly. Shanna said what was her name? Nicky something, and Podesta had a fish on his hand. Osiris cut up into pieces. His penis was never found. All those obelisks are representations of the penis. George said, looks like runny shit. Alex said, that's what I was talking about with the gouge in his hand, Shannon. Missy said, gross. Is that you, Missy? It could be another Missy. The other one was Missy T. How you going, Missy? Good to see you. Paul said, boggles the mind. Alex said, I know there's people who will pay for this shit, though, and think it's brilliant. Yeah, Dealey, that's not art. George said, Marina's one sick woman. Shannon said they use bodily fluids and excretions in their satanic rituals. They also put these things in your food supply to weaken and corrupt our souls. Oh, don't tell me that. I'll never eat again. Alex said, definitely not, Dealey. Paul said, a real leader, Alex. Menacing said, lose consciousness so demons can enter you. Kevin said, I'm telling you all these people are practicing Satanists. They're throwing it in your face and indoctrinating your children in the public schools. Yes, Kevin, I've been saying that for years. I agree with you there. George said, no demon will ever enter me. I have God and Jesus on my side. Menacing Muskrat said they'd do anything to be against God Almighty. Yeah, amen, George. Paul said, Marina was in Alice Springs when Azaria went missing. Alex said, I remember she did an advert for Microsoft or something like that. Shannon said apparently after she did Azaria Chamberlain, she meditated for 72 hours just thinking of what she did over the bloody pyjamas, but had to return the onesie to frame the dingo. Menacing Muskrat said Ukraine is the hub for this evil. Shannon said, yes, the deep state operates out of the Ukraine. George said, why are these evil people ugly people? Menacing said Khazarian mafia, child trafficking, organ harvesting, and the rest. Paul said, Shannon, you're right about Azaria. Shannon said that's what Putin is putting down. Russians are the good guys, always have been, but have been scapegoated by control, corruption, mockingbird media, and the enemy of the people. Yeah, George said, that's not art. Alex said, more like shart. Yeah. Dealey said, know them by their fruits. They are not human beings. Pinkster, how you going? This is about 10 years old. Yes, it is, but I'm showing people again, as they were mentioned in the Epstein files, just to show people who the Rothschilds are and what they're connected to. Definitely. Pinkster, I've just given you mod just in case, because people are being censored in the comments section by Google for some reason. Shannon said, a dingo took my baby. No, she was planned sacrifice, just like Maddie McCann. Yeah, the Podesta brothers pictures, look exactly like the Podesta brothers were seen in the case of Madeline McCann. Mersing said, I hope the mosquitoes were bad that day in the woods. Shannon said, police involved, this world is run by Satan, but not for much longer. Big Bird said, I love your accent and work. Thank you. Thank you, Big Bird. Good to see you. Deb said, glad he could not make it back to his body. Shannon said, Slasher Crowley is Barbara Bush's father. J1 said, we all know who her father is. Yes. Her father is the devil. Okay, where am I? Okay, I'm way back. Here, somewhere. Menacing Muskrats put Albert Pike's letter in there. Deb said they sacrificed their own children. Shannon said another satanic trans, the Baphomet. That's Lady Gaga. Deb said vote for evil. George said the Young Ones is a classic comedy. It is. Alex said I was going to say vote for Biden so they can carry on with their evil ways. That too. Ruff said vote for Biden. I'm learning a lot. Yeah. Me getting tongue-tied there. I swear I've got dyslexia. Kai said, can we get the Q link again for Tony? Oh, yep. I just got to get rid of this, unless someone can put it in there for me before I get to it. But I'll put it in again anyway. I just want to make sure I'm not there we go. Let's just turn it around. So, there's still a question mark there. Okay. Okay, give me a sec, guys. I've got to have a drink of water. I hear some weird beeping. Okay. My mum's got a TV on really loud. Okay, hang on. That's not going to work. I need something else. I've got a tickle in my throat again, guys. I may even have to cut it off short and see you over on Rumble in about 10-15 minutes. My eye's watering. I just want to make sure I said hello to everyone here, though. Oh, Timmy, how you going, Timmy? Can you join us? I'm eating a cough lolly. Hang on. Cassandra, how you going? Hang on, I got to mute. Hang on, guys, sorry. Okay, hopefully that's the end of the tickle in the throat. Yeah, George, Wheezy hasn't posted much on YouTube. He's on other platforms because if his channel is anything like my channel, it's getting hammered hard. Yep. So, okay, instead of sitting here sucking on a cough lolly while I'm talking to you guys, hey, going, Marlo, Cassandra, Amen, Hev, I won't quit either. Good. Yeah, don't quit. No one quit. The apple represents forbidden knowledge. The apple symbol with the bite taken out represents man's fall, tempted by the snake, which snake set, which is Satan. Okay, Harold Holt did the bolt. Yes, he did. Menacing Muskrat said, how many people are going to come back from the dead? Going to get interesting, Hev? Yes, definitely. Oh. Okay. Yeah, Alex, maybe they do like that disgusting smell. I don't. Why would you even think of that in the first? Putting all that together. I know it's worship and devil worship, but anyone in their right mind wouldn't think of doing that. Yeah, Big Bird, it all started with Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons. Hang on a sec. I'm going to make you... Oh, where am I? I'm going to add you as a mod. You don't have to do anything. It's just so you don't get censored. Because a lot of people do get censored here. And who was the other person? I think there was Kevin someone. If you... Oh, there's Audrey... I don't think, no, Trump will find another way to enforce the taxes, Audrey. Don't you worry about that. I'll make you a mod. Just, you don't have to do anything, just as I said, so you don't get censored. Okay, so what I'm going to do is give it about 15 minutes or so, and I shall see you over on Rumble because we're going to go and watch The Young Ones. It is an English sitcom from... the 80s, the early 80s, which is very funny. Okay, guys, much love, and I shall talk to you soon. See you over on Rumble for those who are going over. Bye, guys.